3994 BBY. A Force-sensitive boy from the Outer Rim showed a great affinity for the Force and was taken to train with the Jedi Order, where his talents were honed under the guidance of several great masters. During his training, he focused on unique subjects, particularly Force bonds, and developed a close relationship with a fellow Padawan named Alec. Together they rose through the ranks, becoming full Jedi Knights, known for their charm and charisma. In 3976 BBY, the Mandalorian invasion reached the Republic. As the Mandalorians, led by Mandalore the Ultimate, launched a brutal conquest, the young Jedi grew increasingly vocal, arguing that the Jedi should take action and protect the Republic. While many Jedi sought peaceful solutions and avoided conflict, others believed they had a duty to defend the people. This caused a deep rift within the Jedi Council, leaving countless Republic worlds to fall under the Mandalorian control. A group of Jedi committed to stopping the Mandalorians formed the Revanchists. The young Jedi spearheaded the revolution. Alec became his second in command, and together they led the growing rebellion. The young Jedi embarked on a solo mission to investigate the Mandalorian threat on Onderon and the moon Duxon. Upon their return to Coruscant, the Jedi Council issued an arrest warrant for the Revanchists. Undeterred, the Revanchists escaped and journeyed to Cathar, where they discovered a Mandalorian helmet that triggered a vision of horrific massacre. From that moment, the leader of the Revanchists took the name Revan and wore the Mandalorian helmet as a symbol of his resolve. The Jedi Council, now understanding the gravity of the Mandalorian threat, allowed the Revanchists to continue their war efforts, though they still refrained from direct involvement. Revan and Malic's ambition grew, and they began to seek knowledge of the dark side, believing it would help win the war. They slowly succumbed to its temptation. What began as a desire to protect the Republic turned into an insatiable lust for power. Revan's transformation reached a new height after a final battle with Mandalore the Ultimate on Malachor V. To prevent a pointless slaughter of both sides, Mandalore challenged Revan to a duel. The battle was magnificent, as these two great warriors struck, blocked, and evaded each other until, alas, Mandalore the Ultimate was defeated. In his dying breath, Mandalore shared with Revan how the Mandalorians were manipulated by the Sith to do their bidding. Revan then took Mandalore's mask. Without it, the Mandalorians struggled to unify under a new leader. Revan then set his sights on the unknown regions, where they discovered the hidden Sith Empire and the terrifying presence of the Dark Lord Vitiate. Learning of this looming danger, Revan and Malak chose to act alone. Upon reaching Dromund Kaas, they fell under the Emperor's sway, their minds enslaved by the dark powers. The two were reborn as Darth Revan and Darth Malak, servants of the Sith. Under the Emperor's command, Revan and Malak used the Starforge, a powerful Force-infused technology capable of producing endless ships and war materials, to build a formidable fleet. As Revan and Malak traveled further from the Emperor, his dominance over their minds withered. Revan knew he had to prevent the Emperor from taking over the Republic, but he believed the Jedi were too weak, so he established a new Sith Empire, with Revan as the Dark Lord and Malak as his apprentice. On Korriban, they founded an academy to train new Sith Lords in their image. Revan created a holocron filled with knowledge and his perspective on the dark side that would one day be discovered by Darth vain. As Revan's campaign to conquer the Republic began, Malic's desire for more power led him to publicly challenge Revan's authority. Their conflict culminated in a brutal duel where Revan severed Malic's jaw, leaving him with a prosthetic for the rest of his life. Revan's ship would be boarded by a Jedi strike team. During the attack, Malic's fleet arrived, and instead of saving his master, seized on the opportunity to destroy him and gain his power. Revan's fate was far from sealed. Bastila Shan, a Jedi with powerful battle meditation skills, saved Revan from death. During the rescue, a powerful force bond formed between them, and Bastila took Revan to the Jedi Council on Dantooine. There, the Jedi wiped his memory, giving him a new identity as a Republic soldier, hoping he could be the secret weapon needed to defeat the Sith Empire. Malik, now wielding the power of the Starforge, used it recklessly to build an army, taking Darth Bandon as his apprentice. Together they hunted down Bastila Shan, but when they attacked a ship, Revan and a Republic officer fought their way through the ship and escaped. The duo crash-landed on Taris, and with the Republic officer Karth, set off to find Bastila and restore the Republic. After recovering another piece of the star map, Revan's group was captured by a Sith flagship, Leviathan, but they were rescued by a hidden ally. The truth about Revan's past would be revealed when he confronted Darth Malik. Revan learned he had once been a Dark Lord of the Sith. Bastila again put herself in harm's way to delay Malik's forces, allowing the group to escape. The group's next stop was Korriban, where Revan infiltrated the Sith Academy. After retrieving the last piece of the star map in the tomb of Naga Sadow, they fled. Bastila, now Malik's dark side apprentice, confronted Revan, where she, having been defeated, asked Revan to end her suffering. Instead, he expressed his love for her, and she, realizing her own feelings, admitted her love for him as well. Revan spared her life, and in a final confrontation, Revan killed Malik, taking full responsibility for leading his former apprentice to the dark side. With Malik's death, the Starforge was destroyed, and the new Sith Empire crumbled. The Jedi Council offered Revan and Bastila a chance to re-enter the Order. They declined. Instead, the two married and lived in peace on Coruscant. Or so they thought. Revan began experiencing troubling visions of a shadowy presence and a planet consumed by storms, reminding him of his past. He contacted an old friend, Canderous Ordo, seeking answers about Mandalore the Ultimate and his invasion of the Republic. Revan soon learned that the Mandalorian clans were gathering on Rakata to search for the mask of Mandalore the Ultimate, and he decided to join them. Before leaving, Revan received joyful news. Bastila was with child. Despite the happiness, he explained that he must continue his mission. On Rakata, they introduced Revan in disguise as a mercenary. As Revan's memories began to resurface, he realized the Mandalorians were searching in the wrong place for the mask, leading the group to the tomb of Sith Lord Dramath II. Revan recovered the mask of Mandalore. However, betrayal awaited him when Vila Ordo, Canderous' wife, revealed she knew Revan's true identity and turned against him. After a fierce battle, Revan defeated her forces and Canderous returned to the Mandalorians, fabricating a story about an attack from another clan to cover up the death of his wife and comrades. Revan and a droid T3-M4 arrived on a desolate planet Nathema. Their investigation was abruptly cut short when Darth Nihilus and Lord Scourge of the old Sith Empire discovered them. Sensing a powerful Force user was on board, the Sith attacked, causing Revan's ship to crash. They captured the still-living Revan, and Nihilus recognized him as one of the 2 Jedi who had been captured and turned into servants of Emperor Vitiate. Believing Revan had somehow broke free from the Emperor's control, Nihilus and Scourge brought him to Nihilus's compound. There, Revan was injected with Force-suppressing serum and tortured for years, with Scourge interrogating him in hopes of gaining valuable information of their rebellion. After endless attempts to break Revan through pain, Scourge switched his tactics and began engaging Revan in regular conversation. Intrigued by Revan's view of the Force and his ability to channel both light and dark aspects, Scourge shared details about the Empire and a conspiracy to overthrow Vitiate. Revan, hoping to manipulate Scourge into helping him escape, began to open up. He spoke of a vision, a prophecy of freedom on the horizon, convincing Scourge that the truth would soon become clear. The years passed, and eventually the truth of Revan's vision seemed to unfold. T3-M4 was able to repair Revan's ship and escape Nathema. He eventually found Mitra Surik, a Jedi exile who helped Revan and Malak during the Mandalorian Wars. She learned of Revan's fate, and with the help of T3's recordings, set off on a mission to rescue him. On Druman Kos, Mitri encountered Lord Scourge. After seeing her defeat Sith soldiers, Scourge realized she was the Jedi Revan had foreseen. He offered an alliance, hoping that together they could defeat the Emperor. Scourge led Mitra to Revan's cell, where they encountered more Sith soldiers. Revan managed to sway the 2 soldiers to his side, and as he was set free, he placed the iconic mask he had once worn on his head once again. But as Revan wore the mask, another flood of memories overwhelmed him, and at that moment Darth Nihilus arrived, killing the 2 Sith soldiers with Force lightning. She was ultimately undone when Revan absorbed and reversed the lightning, reducing her to a pile of ash. Scourge, Mitra, and Revan made their way to the Imperial Citadel, hoping to reach the Emperor's throne room and defeat him. However, as Revan entered the throne room, his identity was exposed. Revan proved to be a formidable adversary, wielding both light and dark sides of the Force. But Vitiate's powers were overwhelming, and with a storm of lightning, Revan was on a verge of defeat. In a last act of heroism, T3-M4 intervened, using his flamethrower to distract the Emperor, saving Revan, but sacrificing himself in the process. Revan, though battered, was determined to fight on, but Scourge, realizing the mission's failure, made a choice to ensure his own survival. In a shocking betrayal, Scourge stabbed Mitra through the back, killing her instantly. Vitiate seized the moment, unleashing another devastating storm, capturing Revan and taking him as prisoner. Revan was tortured and kept alive for over 300 years through Sith alchemy and machines. The Emperor used him as a source of information and power, connecting to the light side of the Force to gain visions of the future. During this long imprisonment, Revan was never truly alone. The spirit of Mitra remained with him, offering him comfort and support. Finally, after centuries of imprisonment, Revan traveled to Tython, where he met with the Jedi Council to share everything he knew about the Sith Empire. Yet, after all his suffering, and experiences with both the light and dark side of the Force, Revan no longer felt at home with the Jedi Order. He chose to wage a private war, dedicating himself fully to the destruction of the Emperor and the fall of the Sith Empire. Determined to end the Sith threat once and for all, Revan seized control of the Foundry, an ancient Rakatan facility. There he began mass-producing extermination droids, intending to wipe out anyone with Sith ancestry and eradicate the Imperial population. When the Empire discovered his plan, they sent an elite strike team to stop him, slaying Revan before he could carry out his mission. As he faded, Revan's mind fractured under an unbearable strain of centuries of torment. The division remained even after Revan was rescued. The light side attempted to become one with the Force, while the dark side clung to life and control over Revan's battered body. Free from his light side restrictions, dark side Revan emerged, consumed with rage and a desire for vengeance against the Emperor. Revan took control of his followers, the Revanites, turning them into a radical faction. Their influence spread throughout the galaxy, infiltrating both the Empire and the Republic, all to eliminate any opposition of his ultimate confrontation with the Emperor. Revan soon discovered the Emperor's spirit was hiding on Yavin 4, his physical form having been destroyed by the Jedi hero of Tython. Upon reaching Yavin 4, he began a dark ritual to consume all life on the moon, intending to restore the Emperor to a physical body. However, the Republic and the Empire, fearing Revan's power, sent forces to stop him. A temporary truce was formed. As they journeyed to the moon, they clashed with Revan in a final battle. Revan fought fiercely against the host of powerful heroes. Yet despite his rage and determination, Revan was ultimately defeated. With his plans in ruins, Darkside Revan was confronted by the Force ghost of his light side counterpart. The two halves finally merged, and Revan's body vanquished. Only his mask and lightsaber remained, a silent testament to the man who had once sought to reshape the galaxy.